Graphologist explores various pathways through which you can connect with the infinite wisdom of the universe and apply it to personal, professional, and spiritual growth. This program, featuring accomplished practitioners, educators, and authors, is provided by Infinity Foundation, an innovative center for holistic studies and research. We invite you to share this journey with us.
Hello, welcome to Inner Quest. My name is Jay Stone, your host for today, and our guest is Jeanne Drew. Welcome, Jeanne.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Well, if you've ever wondered what your handwriting or someone you love or knows handwriting reveals, well, Jeanne is going to be able to help you understand people. Jeanne Drew is president of Drew Consulting, is internationally known graphologist, consultant, speaker, researcher, and instructor whose diverse applications of graphology has met the needs of business, legal, and educational systems since 1969. Jeanne is also a certified question document expert. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot today, Jeanne. But tell our audience, what is graphology?
Well, graphology is the study of the movement, form, and color of your writing or printing. We could also do drawings and scribbles, but we're talking about writing today. Mm-hmm. And it is an expressive gesture, just like body language. And I think it was Werner Wolf that said that these gestures are fugitives of the unconscious. I kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
no, go ahead.
No, well, let's say people go to get an astrology reading. They go one time, or like the astrologers recommend once a year. Now, would you get your handwriting analyzed once, or would the characteristics change over a lifetime?
Well, you can have it done once, and as life progresses and as you grow, your handwriting can mature or can deteriorate. Mm-hmm. So if in fact you're working on something particular and you want to have it checked out to see if the writing shows that you actually have grown in that area, there's a field called graphotherapy, where we design movements that a person can make to help change the neuromuscular patterns and therefore allow them to change behavior. Mm-hmm. But the handwriting itself, the impulses actually remain the same measurement-wise, so that I could take something that you wrote at 10 or 12 or 15 and prove in a court that you did or didn't write something today.
Now, is your testimony admissible in evidence?
Yes. I am a question document expert. I have been qualified in courts in Michigan and Illinois.
And so what kind of cases have you worked on?
Well, probably the most interesting one was, who's Dr. Death?
Oh,
Kevorkian. Yes,
yeah.
I worked on the second to the last case.
Wasn't he convicted? Was that the one he was convicted on?
No, second to the last.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And what I actually do is I help the attorney to understand the jury. So I will go in and do an entire jury call because you don't know how many of those people from that call are going to be called for your jury duty, and give them specific information about what quality of thinking the person has. Are they emotionally based? Are they active? Are they reactive?
So we're involved in jury selection, if I understand it correctly?
Yes.
And so the case you helped on, he won?
Yes. No, he didn't win. He didn't really lose either, so it was moved forward. There was just questions, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of a maybe thing, so he didn't lose.
Okay.
He didn't lose that one.
Now, before the show, you mentioned that the police departments have asked you to analyze suicide notes?
Suicide notes, yes, to try to determine what the state of mind was, and in fact, did the person who died actually write that note.
And what were some of the results of the suicide notes you looked at?
I would say the majority of the suicide notes I looked at were definitely legitimate, and they showed a degree of I don't want to say excitement, but the person really had come to a place where they were not really depressed at that moment. It was a conclusion. I know that sounds a little strange, but that's...
And you could actually see a person's mood, whether
Yes.
they're depressed or not,
Yes.
in a handwriting?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they have to have a certain amount of energy or commitment to move forward with something that serious.
Now, how much handwriting do you need to look at in order to make some type of assessment? Do you have to look at a paragraph, or could a person just sign their name and reveal?
No, if I just look at your signature, Jay, I'm going to see it's like a calling card. It's how do you want people to perceive you? So if the signature is quite different from the handwriting, then what you see is not what you get. But if the signature is similar to the writing, then what you meet is what you're going to get in the long run. It's nice to have a full page of writing. I know I asked you to write something.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
It's good to have a full page of writing. The person can choose lined or unlined paper for specific reasons. But I do need at least 3 or 4 sentences to make some determination.
What made you get interested in graphology?
What made me get interested in graphology is that I have had, and probably still do in many ways, a serious learning disability. I'm left-handed. I wrote backwards and upside down as a child. I would look at the board, and I'd go to copy it, and it would go in the opposite direction. And I had a great deal of trouble turning that around.
Dyslexia?
It probably would be considered dyslexia today, but in the 40s, unfortunately, they didn't have those words. My mother brought a book home from the library that said that famous people wrote backwards and upside down, and it happened to be a book on graphology. It not only helped me to understand that I wasn't retarded, but it piqued my interest in this field of graphology.
And did your interest in graphology help you overcome that disability?
No, what helped me overcome that disability was that I looked at my hands and I said they're going in opposite directions. If I put a pencil in both hands and write, will one go forward and one go backward? And actually the audience can try it. Pick up a writing instrument in both hands. One will go forward, one will go backward if you just write naturally, if you're right-handed. And therefore I taught myself to write with my right hand, and then I copied. I just kind of tried to do this, and that helped me write forward.
Excellent. Now, did you go to college?
No, I did not go to college for this. I studied with European graphologists, where in Europe they really have a Gestalt system. They have a much deeper appreciation. It's more of a history, and so their methods, to me, are much more trustworthy.
Well, the traditional apprenticeship.
Yes, right.
Now, did you go to Europe to study?
No, I did not go to Europe at that time. These were graphologists who had come to this country. Right.
Now, you've got a great last name, Drew, for a graphologist. Is that your real name?
That's my real name. Yes, that's my real name.
Maybe it was fate you were going to have.
I think it might be fate, like, well, I don't say Madoff,
Do you ever get asked to analyze, like, celebrities?
Yes, as a matter of fact, one of my clients is involved in celebrity kinds of activities, and just asked me last week, would I do analysis of celebrities if she got the handwriting and put it up on her website? I said, sure, I'd love to do that. But from time to time, I've had an opportunity to do celebrities' handwritings, just randomly.
And what are the benefits of a person having their handwriting analyzed?
Well, the benefits, Jay, are that you actually get some honest feedback. And it's what we seem to all want and need. And it's a perspective, it's mine, you don't have to accept what I say, but I would say that 99% of all the people whose handwriting I've analyzed have been very grateful, because they'll say, I've always kind of thought that, but it kind of makes it, they're then confident that that is who they are.
And I would agree with you. Probably the 2 greatest words in philosophy are know thyself.
Yes.
And I think having another person help you understand yourself more is following the dictum, know thyself.
Right.